All right, so I want to shoot a quick video about how I manage ADHD without medication, right? So I have 6 kids. I run a dance studio with my wife for about, this is season 11. And we also have 2 other businesses, right? Hers, mine. And so growing up as somebody with a lot of energy, right? Like that kid that's like running around everywhere, that just can't stand still, that's always looking around, that would get into fight, but super smart, but always get into fight because I could not keep it down, right? So my mom always figure out ways for me to be able to, to keep that energy down. So it was not a crutch, but it was actually a superpower. So I always use it as, hey, this is a superpower for me. So here I have 8 things to share with you on like how I manage ADHD without meds. You ready? Here we go. Number 1, nutrition. So nutrition is super important, specifically sugar, right? Because you're already somebody that has a lot of energy, like naturally. So when you just put that extra sugar in there, you are just super overly charged, right? And that doesn't help. So for me, I'm eating something like pretty simple. My wife will say I'm boring with the way I eat because I'm usually pretty simple. It's either oatmeal with water or oatmeal with skim milk, or it's egg white, spinach, anything that would take me 2 minute to 3 minute max to cook, right? Because I don't have that much patience to get everything done. So that's how I do it. But the first thing when I wake up is I do a daily green, right? So I use Vibrant Health. Boom, right away, daily green with water. Drink that. Then I'll have my pre-workout, get my workout. After the workout, I'll have my protein shake with water. Then I'll have a mushroom coffee by Eons, and then I'll have my breakfast. And that's pretty much regimented most of the time is the same, right? Number 2 is fitness. Now that's important. Remember, I have 6 kids, right? At the time that I'm shooting this video, I have a 13-year-old, 11-year-old, 9-year-old, 7-year-old, 5-year-old, 11-month-old. I have a group, right? And so in the past, if I wouldn't work out, I would just be exploding at everyone, right? It's literally because I could feel like I'm on edge, like consistently on edge. Even trying to do, to do work for the business, like I couldn't focus because I constantly just am taken away by something. Whether it's a notification, I have an Apple Watch. It's a notification. It's one of the kids coming in and asking me, "Can I get a snack?" Right? Or something. I would just feel so on edge and not being able to come back down, right? But as soon as I start to really incorporate fitness as like almost like a non-negotiable, almost like the domino that makes everything else fall in order, then I got saved. And for me, the workouts are literally between 29 minutes to 40 minutes. Like it has to fit within that window, right? Now I'm not trying to think too deep, about my workouts. So I use Beachbody. I go in there, I pick a program, follow it to completion, right? Also with somebody with ADHD, that's a good tip. Like just something that's already scheduled, that's already there, that's already paced. So you just go with it and then you're done. Don't have to think through what you need to do. Number 3, sleep schedule. Again, we're talking about schedule, right? Sleep, but schedule, meaning routine. Now, that is for me one of the hardest one. Why? Because inside the business that we run, my wife and I, that studio operates most of the time from 3:30, 4 o'clock, all the way till 9:30. So the time that we'll have together will be either in the morning, which is usually when you work on either the other business or that, time together to plan, to strategize, all that kind of stuff. So we will meet each other back like at night, right? Like at 9:40, 10 o'clock. And it can easily, if not managed, go to 1 in the morning or midnight. And then the next day is school, right? And so kids are awake and it's just like it creates this cycle, right? So for us, sleep schedule is not just for me, but it's also for the kids. We have a clear 7:30. Everybody goes to bed. Just so that we have time together if it's not a night where she's at the studio, I'm at the studio. But for myself, is literally that 10:30, cannot go past 10:30. If I go past 10:30, then the next day is challenging to be able to stay productive on all the things that I have to do, right? What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4, morning routine. Again, we're talking about routine schedule. Again, I shared, right? So inside of what I do is core 4. Body, being, balance, business. Body, we have fitness, we have fuel, the daily green, the workout. Being, meditation, right, and journaling. Balance, the daily deposit in my wife and my kids. And in business, learning something new. Learning something new and then writing a lesson that I can apply the same day, right? So having that clear morning routine, what time to wake up at, and then how do I move? But as the year has evolved, or as I have got older, I've learned to be able to be more patient with myself and as I like to say, more gentle with myself. Because as I am more gentle with me, I can be more gentle with my wife and my 6 kids, right? And it's very important to me. So being just a little bit more flexible. But it kind of goes into the next one, which is the Pomodoro technique. And this was introduced to me by one of my coaches, Jamie Master. And pretty much what it is, Pomodoro technique is like you're working for a set amount of time, then you have a break, right? It's like 25 minutes of work, 5-minute rest. And you repeat that sequence until you get a 15-minute break. Now, the cool thing with that is that with somebody that is driven, right? I'm a Enneagram 3, I'm an achiever. So somebody that just goes and wants to achieve. I want to get stuff done. I want to be productive. And with ADHD, it can sometimes be because you want to do too many things, right? You want to do a podcast, and you want to go and shoot a video, and you want to go and just answer this email, you want to get this phone call, and you also want to make breakfast, and you're like, you want to make so many things all at once, right? And it just like compounds. So the Pomodoro technique allows you to focus on one task at a time, 25 minutes. Now you might need 2 25-minute block, whatever that is. But then you have your break, which is almost like a reward, right? And it doesn't make you feel guilty that you took your break, right? So Pomodoro technique, amazing. 25-minute work, 5-minute rest. 25-minute work, 5-minute rest. And you repeat that 3, 4, 5 times until you get a 15-minute rest. So you plug in what you have to do inside of those 25 minutes. Next one is some people call it energy management. Some call it creative flow management. Some call it just flow, which is when do you do different tasks, right? I'm a huge believer, it's going to be on there too. The next one, which is like block, right? Like I'm doing something for a period of time, just the same type of task, whether it's shooting videos or it's email sequence or is going on social media and just like commenting, liking, just being involved inside of communities, or is like coaching, right? When do I coach? So being able to know when your body does different things. For some, morning is creative, right? I'm so attentive, like I can be creative. Usually for me, this is kind of like where I shoot videos. Like because I finished the workouts and I got my meditation in and I have all that stuff done, like I'm energized. I can come and I can shoot the videos. I can do all that kind of creative work that gave me kind of that allows me to radiate on that on that screen. Afternoon, it becomes more of just the phone calls, maybe the podcast, something where now I'm kind of going with somebody else, right? We're almost sharing energy. And then at night, it's a lot more on the reflection piece of it, just looking at things more the reflection piece of it. So whatever it is for you, just figure that one out. But for me, with somebody like with ADHD, it's really I have to know when I can plug in those tasks, right? And I'm also going the next one, which is block time, or like I like to call it batching, which is I'm doing all the same task together. So let's say, hey, I'm shooting this video. There's going to be a bunch of videos recorded, no edits. Then the next batch is going to be a bunch of editing. Then it's going to be the caption, the copy, plus the scheduling, right? But it's being able to do that so I can still move in flow versus being in my head and just thinking of other stuff and just being distracted. So I'm just blocking time and batching one activity so I don't lose time inside the reassimilation of the activity, right? And so whenever you put the energy management with the block of time, it allows you to be a lot more productive. It allows you to be just calmer because you know what to expect for you, and you don't end up just going in and chasing squirrels, right? Shiny object syndrome. Just this and this and this again and this again, right? Very, very important. And then a bonus is being able to have something like here in front of me, like I have a Remarkable, right? So instead of having an iPad, I have a Remarkable. So what it allows me to do is just allows me to jot down stuff. Now I strongly believe in is that if you have ADHD, like you have a superpower. Like I believe in it. You know, with kids that I talk to when I go to school and stuff, like I talk about that. I was like, hey, you have a superpower, right? And I had a teacher, my mom and others that told me like, hey, you have a superpower, but you can either decide to do good or decide to do bad, right? You can get good attention or you can get bad attention, right? But that depends on you because you have that superpower. So with great power comes great responsibilities, right? So for me, it's really understanding that. It's like, okay, you have the superpower and you need to know like how to deploy it so that it doesn't end up being something where I feel like I haven't got my stuff done. Oh, now the kids are back from school and I still haven't done what I'm supposed to do. And now I'm just very impatient with them and impatient with my wife. And then the energy is just very different, in a room. So quick recap. Ready? Here we go. So number one was nutrition. Sugar at the lowest possible level, right? Just if you can do no sugar, do no sugar or very low level of sugar. I love a low carb, high protein diet. That's me. Two, fitness. Every day. Every day. You have to do something. You have to sweat. You have to do something. Whether it's walking, jogging, fitness, use something like Beachbody or anything you can follow through a program. You don't have to think about what you do and you can just stack the programs together. Number three is sleep. Making sure you have a sleep schedule, sleep routine that you and your wife are on and your kids 100% on the schedule. There's no, whenever they feel tired to go to bed, ever. It has to be this set time. Number four is a morning routine. Having that clear, what does it look like? What does the perfect morning routine looks like, right? Al Elrod, I had on the podcast, Al Elrod used to have, the Miracle Morning, where he kind of goes and explains like all the stuff that he does to be able to set his day, right? I don't quite have necessarily like a Miracle Morning type of thing, but it's very close with body being balanced in business and the way those are broken down. But allow me to be weaponized and ready to go about my day. Then we have the Pomodoro technique, which is a way to schedule your time, right? 25-minute work, 5-minute rest. 25-minute work, 5-minute rest. Until you do 3 or 4 of those, and you have a 15-minute break to do whatever you want to do. And this is where you do whatever you want to do. That means you catch 5 minutes of a highlight of a game or 5 minutes of like gaming real quick. Like just you do you, whatever you want to do, just with no guilt. It's like whatever you want to do, right? To be able to reward for doing the work. Then we have the energy management, right? Understanding there's morning tasks, afternoon tasks, late night tasks, and you with your flow are going to figure out where you're going to do your task. Then it feeds to the next one, which is batching or block time. From this to here, I'm doing phone calls. From here to here, I'm shooting videos. From here to here, I'm editing. From here to here, I'm commenting, sharing. I'm just being social, right? As if I was at a networking event, but I'm online, right? So be able to know that. And then the bonus is like if you already have a team, right? I have a team of like 15, the studio, is to be able to delegate things, right? Not everything is to be done by you, right? So being able to think about what needs to be done and then being able to DJing the task out, or if you're somebody that doesn't have a brick and mortar, to be able to get a virtual assistant, a VA or something like that, that can help you with some of the small stuff that can take your mind fully down, like social media is one. You can get there and say, you're like, oh my God, here I am 30 minutes and I haven't really done the work, or emails, right? VA can do that for you. They can either post for you or they can just like making sure that they remove any things inside of your email, like getting to that inbox 0 or summary of like the important emails that came through so that you can stay focused on what needs to be done. All right. Well, I hope that helps. This is how I manage my ADHD without meds. Let me know in the comments below how you do it or which one makes the most sense to you. But remember to be relentlessly all in on your family, your business, your purpose, and your body. Talk soon.